Hello, and welcome to this InfoAssist Plus primer on InfoMini, an interface that you can use to make your own modifications at runtime using ribbon options enabled by the content creator. InfoMini can be enabled for charts, reports, and documents. The functions in InfoMini allow you to change the way you view content using the tabs that the content creator enables. You can then click Run to view your own versions of the content in InfoMini. While the changes you make in InfoMini don't affect the original file, you can save the changes in your own version of the content to preserve your work. With InfoMini, you can specify the use of various tabs, which enable you to do things like change the chart type and output format, apply slicers to filter the content, or customize the appearance and active fields. When setting up the InfoMini interface, there are 3 sections of content for enabling different types of options. The options in these sections enable you to select the tabs that will be available when running content using InfoMini. Once your report is set up and you have your InfoMini options set, click Run. The InfoMini interface displays. When running content in InfoMini, the Home tab allows users to change the output format of the content, customize its appearance, and add information in the form of headers and footers, and column and row totals. The Format tab contains most of the same options that are available when creating content. For a chart, you will have a choice of chart types, with the exception of the types categorized as Other. You can also change your content's output type. For example, changing the output type to Active Report allows you to filter a chart by lassoing or pointing to sections of the chart, or to access a wide variety of filtering and visualization options for a report. The other options on the Format tab are also available if you enable that tab for InfoMini. For example, you can enable auto-linking and auto-drill. If you create a slicer and enable the Slicers tab in InfoMini, you can filter the content on demand. Creating a slicer is as simple as dragging a field to the Slicers tab while creating your content. Filtering data using a slicer can significantly enhance the effectiveness of your content. The remaining options determine how you apply the changes you make to your view of the content. By default, Run Immediately is turned on, so the content loads automatically in its default state. Deselecting Run Immediately will give you a chance to choose slicers and make formatting changes before running your content. You can also choose to have InfoMini applications run as deferred, which will save them to a server where they can be refreshed at intervals over a set period of time. To access deferred content, open the Tools menu and click Deferred Status. Setting InfoMini to run as deferred will still allow you to open content as usual, but also enables you to use the Deferred Status interface to access every modification to your InfoMini content that you have run until the deferred content reaches its expiration date. From the Deferred Status interface, you can permanently save the versions that you find most valuable. To access other tabs, such as the Data tab or the Layout tab, click Edit. The Data tab contains options regarding virtual fields, which you can learn more about in the video on creating virtual fields. It also allows users to create filters, determine how to handle missing data in the active fields, and switch between data sources. The Layout tab controls the structure of the report, such as its orientation and size, whether or not it uses page numbers, and how rows, columns, and additional fields fit into the content. The Field tab provides options for how your report or chart will be sorted and styled. For dimension fields, you can control how relevant data is broken up, displayed, and subtotaled. For measure fields, you can optimize the display for percentages, currencies, and other formats. You can also hide entire fields or missing data, manage aggregation, apply conditional formatting, and include data bars. You can also create drill downs, which you can learn more about in the video on multi-drill. The Series tab displays for charts only. Options on this tab allow you to add data labels and trend lines, among other features, to your chart. Since an InfoMini application contains a subset of the functionality that is available in the full version of the content in InfoAssist Plus, you can easily build one, providing the runtime user with the option to interact with and edit the report or chart. Learn more using the resources in our Information Center.